gentlemen, it's the 5th of December, it's Christmas, it's the Christmas month, it's the Christmas period, and I'm very excited to announce I'm going to be doing a Christmas special on this podcast on the 20th of December. 15 days from now, and we're going to be doing a Christmas special. You're probably thinking, what makes it special? There's going to be so many Christmas podcast episodes coming out around that time. What makes this one different from the rest? And I'm about to tell you, there'll be multiple giveaways, Christmas tier list with football related, of course, in there as well. Your best moments of 2020 in the footballing world. I want to hear from you. Leave your comment and your thoughts as well. We'll be discussing all of them. But yeah, this is the announcement. I will be doing one because I need this video to hit 10 likes before the 20th of December for it to be released on the 20th of December on this very channel. 10 likes, that's all that needs to happen for a Christmas special on the podcast on the 20th of December. Giveaways being announced on the 25th of December. Of course, if you're smart enough, you know that's Christmas Day, which is very, very exciting as well. But yeah, this is the announcement. Of course, this is actually being recorded before the whole game. So I'm in Christmas high spirits now. Whether or not I will be after that will be another story. But anyway, yeah, Christmas special episode of the podcast. If this video hit 10 likes as also, subscribe as well. You might as well subscribe while you're down there. Anyway, the Christmas spirits are high. The spirits are high right now. Whether they will be at full time for the match reaction that for you will be in just a few seconds, that's another story. Anyway, enjoy your afternoon, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in a bit. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Unfan Podcast. A draw for Oxford United. Oxford United 1, Hull City 1, top of the table Hull City. Oxford United trying to get those results, trying to grind out results, and a much better performance for Oxford United today. A really good performance, a much improved performance from the likes of Ipswich and the likes of Swindon. I thought the Swindon game was pretty poor, and I thought the Ipswich game was better than Swindon. We did try and defend and try to stop the defeat and hold back sit a little bit deeper and hold back. I thought today we were much better. We got the early goal for 10 minutes, and I thought we did very, very well. We played with a high tempo, a high rhythm. We played with creativity. We played with a little bit more freedom. Fans back into stadiums, I'm sure, probably was a help. Having 1,000 fans back in the Casa, I'm sure was a big help for Oxford United. They felt like they had actual human support instead of us all sitting at home watching from a screen. They felt like they had and did have people spread across the stadium, cheering them on and helping them out. And I think that's what we have missed. And I thought today we definitely did play with an extra edge. I feel like we have played, with a little bit. A little bit too cautious, a little bit, scared at times, a little bit frightened defensively, and when you play with a bit more, with a bit more caution, you do naturally come across as quite a scared and shaky defence. Today I thought we played quite calm. I think we were quite composed on the ball when we were playing it out, and I generally did think we looked pretty good. When you play with that, with a little bit more freedom, it's a little bit worried at times. You're trying to pass it out the back against a top quality Hull side. But I think that worked for us. I think playing it out from the back really did help us, Oxford United. I think it really was a big improvement. I was really impressed with Oxford United, and the referee helped us at times. I thought the referee was a little bit friendly towards Oxford United. That's one way of putting it. And I thought there could have been a time, and there was a time when the referee decided not to play the advantage, and Hull ended up through one goal. Could that have gone in? We'll never know. But it certainly was a big chance, and understandably they would have been very, very frustrated about that. But I thought Hull were good. They got, I guess, their justice after that. I'm not giving that to getting that decision, and they scored with Doherty after in the 68th minute, and it was frustrating, but it was a great strike into the back of the net. And you look at that and you look at things. I think it probably was fair, a 1-1 draw. To be honest with you, maybe they could have gone on and won the game. And would we have been disappointed? Of course, we've been very disappointed. Do I think we would have been unfairly treated? I'm not sure. But I thought Hull definitely deserved to get something out of the game. I thought the referee wasn't. I thought he was consistent, but I don't think he was very consistent in some of the best decision ways, if you know what I mean. I don't think it was the best referee performance. Not that I felt biased at any point. I just think that there were a few decisions where it probably wasn't the right one, but at least he made it on a consistent level. I think that's fair. I think if you're going to make a bad decision, at least be consistent with them. I mean, if you're going to be bad on one team and make the right decisions on the others or whatever, or vice versa, of course, that's when it starts getting a little bit out of control. But I thought he was quite consistent in that case. Definitely, Hull fans will not be happy about that, and understandably, to be honest with you. because I understand what it's like. We've had people, referees come up to the stadium and ref Oxford United games, and we have felt like we have been unfairly treated from referees. And today, I think maybe it was a little bit on the other side of things. I think it was a bit of a switch up in that sense. But no, a really, really good performance from Oxford United. I don't think we can be too sort of unhappy and frustrated about the result. I think the result was good, and I think the performance was good as well. If we look at the league table right now, because the league table is of course something that we're going to want to be, keeping a good eye on it and keeping a nice eye on it there. So Hull City, of course, I believe, if that's not updated, I'm going to check. It says on here that is that they did that is a game in that they are still top of the table with that game. And they are, I believe they are. With that result, it does actually push Oxford United down into the relegation zone. Swindon have played a game more than we have, and it's only 1 point. But with that extra point, we do sort of stay in the mix of things, because a 3 point would obviously send us up with 18 points and would put us up to like 16th and things like that. So, it isn't great. It isn't, we have fallen down a place. But if you look at the teams we've played against, Ipswich are up there, Hull, of course, top of the league and still are top of the league. I don't think we can be too frustrated with that. If we were playing a team like MK Dons, Rochdale, or Burton or Shrewsbury that are down there with us, I think that would be classed as a bad result. But because they are very, very, up there, they're a very, very good footballing side. I don't think we can be too frustrated about that. I don't think we can be too unhappy with that result. And that's the way it is. Last season, we were up there, so we might have maybe expected a little bit more and maybe expected a win. But I think we've all got to take our levels a little bit down. I hate saying it, and I hate feeling like the fact we have got to drop our expectations a little bit. But the truth is, I think we've just got to. We're in the position in the team now where we are in the relegation zone. And last season, when we were in at the top, I think I was going into these games. I probably would go into top of the league games going, can we get a point? I think we can beat them. I think we have got the quality to beat them. We go into games now against top of the league where we are in the table, and and I think you have got to take those expectations down a little bit. And as much as it is frustrating, I think you would never want to do it. I think that is the natural case. When you are playing against top of the league and you are, I guess, in a relegation battle, as much as it sounds strange and horrible to say, I think we are in one, because we're in the relegation zone after a point. So we're not safe by any stretch, and we are far away from where we want to be, points and in performance, I think. But I think the performance today showed that we're not a relegation team, we're not a bottom half of the team, and we can play against Hull and we can beat them by playing football. It wasn't a case of let them have the pressure, we'll sit deep and pump Route 1 football up the pitch and hope it's our target man that isn't Matty Taylor was going to get on a lucky head onto it or anything like that, and sort of lumping balls forward and hoping or hitting on the counter attack. I don't think that was the case. We went there to play football because we played with a high press that Hull I don't think liked. I don't think Hull are very used to having a high press, in which we did give them, and that's what made us and gave us a much better performance. I think we played with a high press, we played with a little bit more a little bit more urgency about us, and we pressed and didn't give Hull enough time, which was very, very important, because when you don't give a team like Hull enough time, who will want to have time on the ball, they'll want to have enough time to get the ball to their feet, take 2 or 3 touches, then find the ball that's going to rip us apart, and probably has ripped teams apart in this division already this season. That's what they want to do. That's what they're going to want to do, and Oxford United dealt with that really, really well, I thought. I think Oxford United, what they wanted to do was not give them enough time. When they've got the ball, get out to them early, press them early, cause them problems as quickly as possible, and then when that was the case, Oxford United could then, if they did win the ball, which we did on multiple press times, cause problems, win fouls, stop them from where playing the way they wanted to play. And I think that's the most important thing as well. Playing the way they're going to want to play their way. They're going to want to come to the Kassam today, top of the league, with that extra bit of confidence, with that top of the league swagger, if you like, and try and play like they are top of the league, and they did. But I think what you've got to do is you've got to find a way of stopping that. You've got to find a way of stopping them from playing the way they want to play. They want to play with time on the ball. They want to play because they've got some quality players. That number 7 out on the right, I can't remember his name. It starts with a W. He was very, very, very good. You know, he was very, very quick. He caused Josh Ruffels issues at times. But again, we started to develop and we started to actually realise that this player had severe, very much good quality. And then we started having Obita come down and helping out with Josh Ruffels and things like that as well. I thought Ruffels generally did have a very good game. But when you're holding out a 1-1 draw, you didn't want to lose that game. I do think you need to double up on those sort of top quality players. And that's what we did. We developed and we understood the game as it went on. And I thought our football sort of knowledge and our football sort of awareness, I'm trying to think of a better word than knowledge and awareness, there is a better one, but our sort of football, I'm not going to hang about and sit and pretend that I know the word, but I mean, we've sort of dealt and developed and sort of felt into the game, and we could adapt and play a much better way and get a result out of it. You know, we could have lost this game 1-0, we could have lost this game 2-0, but we didn't. We started early. Getting an early goal was something we haven't done and struggled to do for a while, and that's what we did do. We stuck at it, we kept going, we kept pushing, we kept trying early on, creating an opportunity, and that's what you've got to do. Early on, you've got to create... You've got to cause some problems. You've got to pin them back as quickly as you can. They're a top side. You know, if they'd gone 1-0 up, I think it would have been a very, very difficult thing to do because they wouldn't be as pushed out forward. They wouldn't have been able to get as they wouldn't have pushed up as much if they went 1-0 up. But because we went 1-0 up, we kept going, and we could press them when they wanted to come out, and we could hit them on the counter and cause some problems going forward when we were 1-0 up. It's a shame with all that press and things like that, and there were stoppages with both of our fullbacks ended up with head bandages by the end of the game. There was obviously stoppages in that. But I think generally we did very well, very, very well. I think we adapted, we really stopped the way they wanted to play, and that's the importance of the game as well. I thought Jack Stevens back in goal, of course, he stayed back in goal. Sam Hayes was still on the bench. I thought he was confident as well. I like the confidence of him, giving the ball, quite a sweeper keeper, coming to collect the ball. He's got confidence. The centre-backs are a little bit confident with him behind him. No offence to Eastwood, but I think the defenders were a little bit cautious, a little bit worried about Eastwood behind him because you just didn't know what he was going to do, and if he was going to make a mistake. I'm sure Eastwood will come back in the Johnson, whatever the City Cup's called. Papa John's trophy thing. I'm sure he will come in back in goal, and they'll swap for a cup goalkeeper sort of thing. But at the end of the day, I think we got to take that. Really impressed with the performance today. Really proud of Oxford United today. And 1-1 draw. We are in the relegation zone, and they are still top of the league, but a much improved performance and a very, very, very good point. Anyway, thank you very much for listening to this episode of the podcast, and I'll see you later. Remember, subscribe, like this episode of the podcast, subscribe, and all that good stuff as well. 115 subscribers. Can we push on by the end of the year and see what we get? Anyway, thank you very much for this episode of the podcast, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.